Hello, this is Professor Muskan and welcome to my YouTube channel Ansari Academy. In our first lecture of oscillation, we have discussed about that what is periodic motion. In our second lecture of oscillation, we are going to discuss that what is oscillatory motion and how it is differentiated from periodic motion. So let's get started. So what is an oscillatory motion? It is a type of a periodic motion. An oscillatory motion is a type of periodic motion. As we have discussed it earlier, that what does it mean? So it is a type of a periodic motion in which a particle repeatedly moves. Any particle which repeatedly moves to and fro directions. It keeps on moving in a to and fro directions. To and fro, along the same path. It does not change its path. So it moves in a same path. It moves in a same path, along the same path. That is an oscillatory motion. It is known as the oscillatory motion or a vibratory motion. Such kind of a motions is known as oscillatory motions or a vibratory motions, where the particle moves to and fro directions along the same path. Let's see some examples for this. A ball is placed in a bowl. Now this ball is at an equilibrium position. It is not moving. This ball is at an equilibrium position at the bottom. If this ball is displaced by applying some amount of force, the ball which is placed inside the bowl is displaced after applying some amount of force, it will start oscillating to and fro directions. As we have seen over here, that the ball is kept in bottom. After applying a force, this ball will act in a to and fro directions. Keeps on moving after applying a force. This way, to and fro directions. So such kind of a motions is known as oscillatory motions. It means this ball is gaining an oscillatory motions. This way, because we have displaced this ball by applying a force. So this is how it will oscillate inside the bowl. Next, let's take a pendulum which is attached to a string which have some amount of tension. Again, after applying a force onto this pendulum, it will start oscillating to and fro directions. To and fro, and this will keep on rotating. Such kind of a motion comes under the oscillatory motion. Again, let's take a spring. Let's take a spring. A mass is attached to a spring. After that, what will happen? This mass, after applying a force onto this mass, the spring will act in a to and fro direction. To and fro. This is how it will act. After applying a force onto this mass or pulling this mass and then releasing, after pulling this mass and then releasing it, this spring will gain an oscillatory motion. This will act in a to and fro directions. Keeps on acting. So such kind of a motion of a spring comes under the oscillatory motion. Again, can you see this voltage versus time graph? It is an AC source. An AC current is an electrical example of the oscillatory motion, where the sine waves keeps on oscillating from positive to negative, from positive to negative, positive to negative. So such kind of a motion is known as, this AC electrical motion is known as, comes under the oscillatory motion. All right. So let's move ahead. So what the statement says, if a body is given a small amount of displacement, any amount of displacement as we have seen in our examples. So a body given a small amount of displacement, which we are going to discuss in our next sessions, how much amount of displacement will be given. So if a body is given a small amount of displacement from its mean position, then a force will come into play, which tries to bring the body back As we have seen over here, we have applied a force to this ball. The ball has gone to an extreme position. Then again, the ball has came to its mean position to extreme position. We have seen in our pendulum. We have applied a force to the pendulum. Then the force of this will keep on rotating this pendulum. The pendulum goes to the extreme position, then again comes to the mean position. From mean to extreme. Same way we have seen in our spring example and also in the AC source example. From starting from the origin, it comes to the position where it has started from initial. Then again it goes to the negative extreme position. Then it again comes to the initial. Again to the positive. Then it again comes to the initial point. So it means it comes to the mean position to where it has started. So body is given a displacement. From the position, a force comes into play. The force which we have applied, which tries to bring the body back to the equilibrium position. Which tries to bring the body to its equilibrium position. All these are very important concepts. Which tries to bring the body into the equilibrium position, and thus this gives rise to an oscillatory motion. This gives rise to an oscillatory motion. An oscillatory motion and also gives rise to a vibratory motion. It also gives rise to a vibratory motion. All right, but there's one more important thing to remember for this, that every oscillatory motion is periodic, motion. Every oscillatory motion is periodic, but every periodic motion is not oscillatory. But every periodic motion is not oscillatory. Is not oscillatory. Like example, if we talk about the circular motion. So a circular motion is a periodic motion, but it is not an oscillatory motion. Okay. So this oscillation is divided into two parts. Oscillations are divided into two parts. The first one is the harmonic oscillation. The first one is the harmonic oscillation. The second one is non-harmonic oscillation. The second one is the non-harmonic oscillation. So in a harmonic oscillation, it is that oscillation that can be expressed in terms of harmonic functions. Harmonic functions in the sense, in a sine and a cosine functions. In a sine or in a cosine functions. In a sine or in a cosine functions. Harmonic functions can be expressed in terms of sine and cosine functions. Like example, if I say y equals to, that y is any displacement, y equals to a sine omega t, or you can write it as y equals to a cos omega t, where a is the amplitude. But if we talk about the non-harmonic oscillations, it is that oscillation which cannot be expressed in terms of single harmonic functions. Which cannot be expressed in terms of single harmonic functions. And it is a combination of two or more harmonic functions. Like example, it is a combination of two or more. Two or more harmonic oscillations, or you can say more than two harmonic oscillations. Harmonic oscillations. Like example, an equation, if we take y equals to a sine omega t, a sine omega t plus b sine 2 omega t. As I have said, that non-harmonic oscillation is that oscillation which cannot be expressed in terms of single harmonic function. As we have seen over here, it has a single function, but over here it is a combination of two functions in a non-harmonic oscillation. All right. And one more thing I would like to tell you, that there is a significant difference between an oscillatory motion and a vibratory motion. Okay. If we consider a tree, like the oscillation of a branch of a tree is an oscillatory motion. But if we have a higher frequency oscillation, like the vibration inside the musical instrument like a guitar or a violin or a sitar, the strings are vibrating with a high frequency. If the frequency is high, if the frequency of oscillation is high, then we state it as it is a vibratory motion. But if the frequency is less, like I have said in a branch of a tree, it is oscillating. The branches of a tree is oscillating to and fro, to and fro. The frequency is low. Hence, where the frequency is low is known as oscillatory motion. And if the frequency is high, like in a sitar or a violin strings, then we can say that such kind of an oscillation is known as a vibratory motion, where the frequency level is high in that instruments. Like example, musical instruments.